All right. So today we have a flight from North Las Vegas to Furnace Creek, which is below the mean sea level, and it's hot as hell there. So hopefully we'll be comfortable here in our chairs instead of there in the cockpit. This is our 66th flight, and as already advertised, I would like you to participate a little bit more on the planning, because today we will be planning that live. I have not prepared anything apart from very quick look at the weather. So let us start then. So who's gonna brief us on the weather? And I will bring up the weather pages. We have Aviation Weather Center. And one of you can take over, not the screen, but telling me what I should check for our flight. What would be good to check?
The weather looks good, so let's just continue.
All right, Klaus. So it's gonna be you then. So what do we check weather-wise for our VFR flight here?
I guess we
Lost you.
the ceilings and the visibility, but it says sky clear. Sorry?
So ceiling and visibility. All right. So there's basically nothing there. I guess that we are all good. There are some colors, and if there are colors, then we need to pay more attention. But if there is just white, that means that we have a KVGT situation. So what else is? That's current conditions. Oh, that's actually forecast here. A little bit forward, time-wise, and we see that in this part of the world, basically nothing. So, what else is important for us? What could prevent us from flying?
I guess we would check the winds.
Winds, definitely. That's something that I would always check. So, let's check the winds, let's say at 19 Zulu as forecasted. And as we can see, we have now surface winds. I will recycle that to be sure. And what can we see? Do we have any prevalent direction of the wind? It's all over the place. I can see that maybe we might have some gusts, maybe not. Here at that valley, it's probably no wind or very light wind indeed. And apart from surface, definitely I want to see what's going on up in the air. So let's say 6,000 feet. What are those circles here? What is it? And your mic is probably dropping out, Klaus.
It's below. Oh, is this better?
Yeah, so far I can hear you.
I think it might be my connection actually.
Maybe.
I think that means there's no weather data.
Well, this is forecast, so there's definitely no weather data. But what those
Hello?
circles...
Test.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I think it means that.
Yeah, sometimes you just fade away. So we'll let Klaus to try to deal with his tech problems. So any one of you, either Gene or Valerio, what those circles mean?
Maybe zero wind.
Exactly, that means zero wind. And these shaded areas?
Shit.
They are, they rise above 6,000 feet. The terrain
Yes.
does. I'm sorry.
Exactly. This is a terrain, so this is underground for 6,000 feet. If I check 3,000 feet, then the underground portion is quite more prevalent. But here, no. This is strange, this one, because 1,000 feet and our destination is definitely
No weather data.
it's definitely, below sea level, but maybe it's just average altitude of those squares, and that's just above 1,000 feet. So yeah, and at 9,000 feet we have, so mostly the winds will be blowing from the south, I think, but they are very light, and we won't be flying that high anyway. So that's wind. What else? Is there anything else that we could be looking at?
Segments.
Segments, definitely.
By the way, what's the ICAO code of our destination?
Lima 06. It's not an
Lima.
ICAO
Ah,
code,
okay.
but identifier here.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
So SIGMET, and then we have GRMET. It's probably something that might have some data. And for example, here we have very interesting stuff. If I'm not mistaken, this line should be the freezing level. Yeah. And it's really surprising to me that we have a freezing level this low, because temperature here on the ground is 27 degrees. So I would expect maybe we have like a quite steeper gradient of temperature. Or actually, 12,000 feet, that means 3 degrees. Oh wait, maybe it actually looks... No, it doesn't look correct, because we have 27 degrees at the elevation of... the elevation, where is it? 2000. Yeah, so maybe we have a little steeper temperature gradient there. So that's GRMET, and we have some icing and turbulences there. I would also check like turbulence, and as could be expected, especially around mountains and hills, there will be higher turbulence. Although today I would not expect too much of it from the wind, from the orographic conditions, like wind hitting the mountains, but probably from the heat. So the surface is heated up, and that air wants to go up unevenly and shake our asses. All right, so I believe that it's an easy go decision today. So let's move to planning, actually, what we're gonna do. So far, I believe we do have some ATC, but they have been online for more than 3 hours. So if I judge correctly, they will be gone by the time we go. We'll see. Anyway, we have this. I start every flight planning with just drawing the straight line, and then let's try to find out what we can actually plan. Okay, that doesn't work because I have my track IR already on. All right, so how to plan the flight? Should we go direct, or what do we do? Any suggestions?
We have Mount Charleston. Can use that as a waypoint. But
Which one?
we have this mountain, which is quite Mount
These?
Charles.
These mountains? Mount Charles. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe we should go around them, just not to.
I would probably just go around. So let's see, where should we put it? Are there any good visual clues as to what we can follow, maybe, to fly? Apart from the mountain, of course, yeah. I believe that if we just, stick south of the mountains, then we should be good, right? But what else could we use?
At Faram, there's a town or what? Oh, there's also a small airport, Calvada Meadows. I think we can use that one.
Yeah.
And there's some high, I don't know, windmills or something. There's some
Yeah, there's probably something that sticks like 300 feet into the air, 200 feet into the air. It might be
Yeah.
some, yeah, it might be some antennas or something like that. We also have, yeah, we also have street pattern here, so probably that could be easily identifiable, you know, maybe also in the simulator. So we can definitely try to use the airport as one of the points. Although remember, especially in if that is like a small airport, it might be actually quite difficult to spot. But we can go here to the page of the airport and find at least what is the material of the runway, and it says that it's asphalt gravel, so it should be visible. Sometimes when you have, for example, grass runway in the middle of the countryside, it might be really invisible. So so not always do airports make a good turning point, but in this case it could actually work out.
Yeah, especially it's like a meadow and everything's green.
Yeah. So
But
that definitely can be one of the turning points. What I'm seeing though is probably this road could also be one. We reference them as like lines, so it can be power lines, it can be roads, it can be railways, it can be rivers. So everything like that is called a line in navigation, and you can just use some line to navigate. But I believe that you were right in assuming that maybe you know, staying south of the mountains might be a good idea. However, notice that we have some ridge here. So it's like 6,600 feet. So it's not that low, right? So be aware. But these just go much higher than we should be able to avoid them. I just don't know where to put the turning point if we just go close to the mountains. Maybe like there.
yeah, I see some gaps in them. I think visually
there.
we can just, yeah, we should be able to.
Yeah, and by the way, am I using the correct map here to plan?
Uh,
Well,
Or should I use some other map? Or chart, to be specific.
I think we have the Las Vegas fly map.
Either fly
Yeah.
map, or we also have this terminal area chart. So definitely for the first portion of that flight, I would switch to check both of them. So let's see the fly first. And what we have here. Yeah, we probably have a good, you know, that we can use this one to Lone Mountain to actually exit the area. So maybe I would do this one initially. Right?
Yep.
And then on this side, on the west side of Las Vegas, there's basically nothing really more that we need to pay attention to that much. We have those arrival corridors here, but they are quite high in this portion, so that should be good. I also have the terminal area chart, and that actually depicts the mountains a little bit better. And what I can see right now is how to easily follow this course, right? Because I should be arriving at this lone mountain. Hopefully it will be visible. And then look at this ridge. So if I select or head towards this heading, at least roughly, I should be able to keep this ridge to my right, correct?
Yep.
And maybe in that case, I will just move this point because I can see that there should be some at least resemblance of the path. I'll just put it someplace there. And the reason is because I want to be able to positively identify that point, at least roughly, you know, with not too much kind of error, let's say. So let's try it like this, and I believe that here, at least for the route portion, the usefulness of the tech chart has been depleted, because now we need to move outside of this. So I'll switch to Las Vegas sectional, as you can see, it was not that well visible right here. You can see that, yes, it is here, but on the tech chart it was better depicted. So, is this route all right, like this direction, or is it still too close to the mountains?
Depends how high you want to fly.
Yeah, definitely. I personally don't want to fly that high, so I would probably try to racetrack might be a good point to if I do something like that, and I will purposefully put it like off course so I can see that out of my window, and that will put me at least away from those mountains. So what I will use for navigation on this, like, definitely the calculated heading, but what else for references? What are the
The road
features that
might be visible because they're a couple of
Hmm?
miles, so you should be able to see it for at least 1,000 feet.
You
above ground.
mean this road?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
This is definitely a very good navigational aid, I would say, because it's straight. So we should really be able to recognize that. There is also a power line next to it. So in real life, we would probably see also that one quite well. And we see, or we know that we need to converge towards that road. So not fly along that, but converge to it, right? And at the same time, we keep those mountains on the right side. Yeah, so use these terrain references and man-made object references to the best advantage that you can, and always try to maintain a situation awareness. Another thing that I can use, I don't need to insert the turning point here, right? It's useless. But when I calculate the time that I should take this leg, then roughly in the middle I should have this mountain right abeam, right? The highest peak. So another, good reference point to look for, when you're flying. Obviously, if we are correcting for wind, it must not be perpendicular to our aircraft, but it will be perpendicular to our flight path. Right. What then? So, do we still keep that airport as a training point? So far we do, but we'll see if we keep that or not, because we don't want too many lags unnecessarily. I will zoom out. So
Yeah.
so what else we actually want to see?
Well, there
Or
is a
fly.
shadow mountain, 5,000 feet,
Shadow Mountain,
and the range, and there's
the range. I doubt that we would be able to see the range.
and there's a Death Valley Junction also could be visible.
Death Valley Junction. In real life, definitely. In simulator, I very much doubt it. But yes, we can. Maybe yes. Maybe yes. We'll see. But Shadow Mountain, definitely. That's a very good turning point. And now I can see that maybe I don't even need this airport, right? Because I want to point like here in general direction. And let's see what happens if I just put it away. And I should be flying right next to that mountain. And that actually suits me. I don't know about you, but that actually suits me just fine, to be honest. Why would you just like this plan a point? Of course, you don't need to do that, right? Please feel free to plan and fly whatever you want. It's just that trying to kind of simplify it and not to burn too much fuel if you don't want to do a sightseeing. So what next? Where to put my next point?
I mean, we have Pyramid Peak, and
Pyramid Peak.
maybe we can keep them on our right-hand side.
So something like that.
Yeah, so there should be some peaks on the right-hand side.
So I will do something like this, maybe. And right away you see that we even crossed the Death Valley Junction, so we can reference that if we see that. And yes, they're like one outcropping, another, or one hill, another, and the third one is this one. And that will actually put us onto the final stretch here towards Furnace Creek Airport. Yeah, doesn't look too bad. So, anyone have any other suggestions? What to do? How to plan it differently, or are we happy?
I think I'm gonna go north to the Air Force Base.
You mean like this way?
Yes.
Yeah, that's perfectly valid as well. There is a very good road that you can follow. So yeah, also very good path.
Oh, also Nellis.
Sorry?
That's a big one. Yeah, there's also Nellis, but yeah, it's not the other.
Nellis.
On the west of our departure.
West of our departure.
Very close. Like 5 miles west.
We have some air base there.
East. Yeah,
East, yeah, Nellis, yes, okay.
Yeah, the other west. I think
Yeah,
that's
the other west. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. That should be a big one.
Mm-hmm. So what about airspaces? What do we need to look for? Because now we plan the path, but are there some special things that we should check? And I believe Klaus is going to play with F-18s here in the training area.
Target practice.
Klaus being the target.
Yeah.
So what can we see? What airspace is our departure in?
Delta.
Delta. Any other suggestion or
Charlie.
opinion?
Echo.
Golf. Yeah,
Okay,
Bravo.
seriously, guys.
Bravo. It's below the Bravo.
It's below the Bravo, yes. And we are in Delta. How can you tell that it's Delta?
D for dashed line circle.
Okay, D4. So this blue dashed line is class Delta. And the altitude, top of it?
Surface to 4,999.
4,499.
Right?
Yeah, I believe you said 4,999.
That was my intention.
Okay, so
What
that
I said, I don't know.
So that was wrong. Yeah, you can see here in this square. So it's 4,500 feet MSL, but minus. That means that 4,500 feet is already class Bravo above it. Right? So I believe that today we should have no problem staying out of the Bravo, so not climb above 4,500 feet. What do you need if you want to climb above 4,500 feet while still here? There was a question.
I didn't catch the question.
Yeah, what do you need to enter the class Bravo airspace?
You need explicit permission from the
Explicit
bases.
permission, aka clearance.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. All right. So here I can see that my flight path actually doesn't penetrate any other airspace apart from that delta. So what about more west? Or is there anything to look for? So whoever sees something that we should check, let me know and we'll check it.
Not really.
Not really.
MOA?
Yeah.
What does it stand for?
military something, I think.
Military operations area. So, Shoshone. Where do I find the info about this?
At the bottom of the chart.
Uh-huh.
Maybe the left.
All right, so somewhere on the side or on the edge. So we have MOA name here, Shoshone. Altitude. Altitude indicates floor of MOA. So floor is 200 feet AGL. All right. It's active 6 to 22, Monday to Friday, Los Angeles Center. So that Shoshone MOA is actually active, right? However, what does it say here? MOA excludes airspace 3,000 feet AGL and below. So, I'm not really sure why they say that it's 200 AGL. They could have written that it's 3000 AGL. Be done with it. But as far as I know, we are good because 3000 feet AGL and below, there is no MOA and we just stay low and that's it. There's also Panamint MOA, but we should not really enter that, and if so, we just skirt it, you know, when coming in for landing. So that's all right, I believe. Anything else that takes your or piques your interest? I can see, for example, this gray line, identification VR222. Any idea what that is?
Military.
That's again military, and VR for visual. So these are like military training routes, and this one is VR222, and I believe we should be able to find it also someplace there, but maybe not. Maybe I'm mistaken. Yeah, I don't see it here anywhere. It's probably someplace else. We can find information about these military routes. Well, yeah, MTR, military training route. That usually, you know, sometimes they list altitudes, but here I cannot find it anyway. So we would need to search for some different source, but on VATSIM we are all right. Okay, I don't see anything else really. So how do we depart then? Obviously, if there is still a center still online, so maybe I'll just drag it and force them to leave, but hopefully not. So what do we need to depart from this airport? Any special things we need to take care of?
Clearance, guess. VFR.
VFR clearance, yes. Not specific clearance, but yeah, basically, let's call it clearance, yes. But approval. You know, we need to contact the ATC for taxiing, and we need to contact them for taking off, and so on. It's class Delta, so just two-way communication is fine. Yep. Obviously, if there is no ATIS available here, I believe they did not publish it, so we'll check the weather by METAR. Why do I check that? Because it will give me winds, and I can make educated guess as to what runway I will be taking off from. And with these winds, and we have a very of 11.5 degrees east. So winds are reported 070. That means that it's actually 060 magnetic, but that still puts us on the runway 7 as the best option. However, I believe that we can easily take off also from runway 12 because that wind is not that high. It's just 3 or 4 knots of crosswind. We should be fine. So yeah, so I would, since I'm here at terminal, I would actually request runway 12 right if they give me runway 7, just to be, you know, quicker on my way. What about arrival? How do we know the weather there? We arrive.
Maybe at BT.
What?
Maybe you can check the weather at BT, a little bit north.
Yeah, BT. Yeah,
Just
here. Yeah, BT. Oh, there is also no weather.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it would have this dot or point. So what's the easiest thing to do when you approach airport and you don't know what are the conditions?
Look for a windsock.
Yes, look for a windsock. Good answer. The problem in the simulator is that sometimes the windsocks point 180 degrees in the opposite direction. I don't know if you noticed, but sometimes you have two windsocks next to each other and they just go, you know, in opposite direction. But yes, windsock. Also, what can help is kind of a forecast, right? So I can turn here again for the winds and a surface and forecast. Can see it's all over the place, so probably either of the runways will be good. But we'll see when we arrive there. I would also like to point out that it's always good to check the chart supplement of the airport, because, for example, this one says that basically there is no background or no how to say it in English? Well, no facilities, almost. No tie-down ropes. Then we have some pavement heaving, extremely rough surface, potential for damage to aircraft using this runway. So this is the runway that is in a very bad condition. I can understand why, because of those temperatures. It's just, you know, cracked, everything. Sorry, I need to drink. Again, not an issue in the simulator, but I would probably not want to land there. And if you check the satellite image array and zoom in, you can actually see how bad it is. Right, it's cracked like the whole length of the runway. What is this? Looks like a wall of, you know, those sand bags where you cover, you know, if you shoot someone. But what is it?
Pattern.
What?
Traffic pattern.
Traffic pattern, exactly. So what does it mean for us?
Left traffic.
Left traffic for what? Always?
I didn't see the right traffic.
So right traffic for both runways?
No, for the one of them for what does it say? 1-5?
For 1-5, we have what?
Right traffic.
We have right traffic, exactly. You can see that it's in the direction. So the runway 15 is from north to south. So if you fly like there, then this shows where you should turn. So you turn right. If you fly from south to north on runway 33, then you turn to left. And so this is like a visual indication of the traffic pattern direction. However, if you're planning the flight there, you should already have that information from the chart supplement. If you look here, you see runway 15, right traffic. Right, so that's also a good thing to check here. And satellite images are actually a very good indication. Sometimes, you know, maybe not in the simulator, but it's a very good, you know, information about how the surrounding looks like. For example, you might notice that there is like a dense forest, right, at the end of some runways. So you know that you should not probably fly very low over that forest. or it may also pose a hazard when taking off. So satellite imagery is also a very good source of like a information for you before you visit any airport. All right, so since we don't have any actual pattern, or we don't know which runway we're gonna use, then we will need to just make it on the fly. You know how to land there. So what would we normally do, right? Can I draw here? Pen, yes. Is it visible? Okay, yes. Can I do? Where is some? I want to delete it. Eraser. Okay. So we are arriving from here, and Klaus is arriving from the north, right? So what do we actually do, right? We fly there. So what is our action there? What should we do when approaching this airport? And we don't know yet which runway we want to use.
Fly over the field at
So I will just
plus
continue towards the
500.
field. Definitely, altitude should be at least plus 500, yes, correct.
The wind socket.
Check the winds sock, and then what? If we see that it's runway 15, for example, that
Then you land on 3-3 because it's opposite in the simulator.
Yeah.
You know, some windsocks are correct, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically when we are over the field, it's not really, I believe, depicted anywhere what you should do. So you just need to exercise a good judgment, right? So if it's gonna be runway 15 that's being used, and 15 has a right traffic pattern, so what you can theoretically do is just, you know, to overfly the field and join that right traffic pattern, right? If there is no one, you know, in the pattern, obviously. Or since you are already high, you can just continue, right, and do the standard, you know, teardrop entry into the pattern. So this is the recommended procedure. Obviously, when you are in the air, you are piloting command, and it's on you, you know, to choose the safest and most reasonable like flight path and actions that you're gonna do. Here we are definitely arriving always from the dead side of the pattern, because both patterns are on the west side. So we can also do like a slightly more correct thing, and that is to actually go, and here do not fly straight for the airport. When you see it, the break off, and then cross the runway perpendicular to the runway. That's the recommended procedure for VFR arrival if the traffic pattern is on the opposite side of the airport. And also here you can check, the windsock, and actually do either this one or that one. Enjoy the pattern and land. Okay, I believe that we covered basically everything. Are there any further questions?
No.
We should maybe look into the frequencies.
Frequencies. Okay, very good. So what frequencies are we gonna use?
LX 135550. And
Uh,
testing that.
hmm?
Maybe CTF.
So what is the CTAF of North Las Vegas, and do we use it?
We should use it.
Yes,
Yeah.
we use the ATC.
If you use ATC, then you definitely don't use the CTAF. But if we don't have ATC, if they log out, then we use the CTAF.
Yep.
Right? And what's the CTAF of North Las Vegas?
1257.
257.
Yeah.
What's the CTAF of our destination?
229.
229. Very good. Something else we missed? maybe fuel planning, but we'll leave it for the next time, right?
Yes.
It's quite it's been quite long already. So
Full
I
tank.
yeah, I hope that you didn't mind this having a slightly different format than the normal and just me doing the talking. I hope that you maybe learned some new things or maybe spotted something on the sections that you didn't spot before. And let's get to flying.
Yep.
I'm flying.
Happy
Alright,
flying,
sounds
guys.
good.
Without further ado, let's get to it. I already did my walk around, so let's try to quickly start the aircraft. Fuel pressure. Good. Fuel pressure. Yes. Well, I need to refuel first because I have very little fuel. So let's just put it to the brim today. Got the fuel pressure already. Okay. Okay, so just crack this a little bit. I believe that it doesn't start without the primer, but I'll just use this once. Econ. Rear prop. Very nice. Checking the oil pressure there, green. Alright. Avionics on, navigation lights on. Track the mixture. Wait for this to come online. Those hours are not really getting bigger. Yes, safe. Alright. Oh, what is this? Okay, this is better, but I won't use it anyway, so why do I care, right? So, I'll tune in the frequency, which is 135.55 to 55 there, and 135. Okay. Right. So let's see, let's call them up. Los Angeles Center, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, good day. Okay, I have some error connecting to voice server on my VATSIM client. That's
I
perfect.
can't seem to connect to VATSIM voice. Is anyone else having problems?
Yeah, I have problems as well.
I'm connected, however, there's just text. There's no voice,
Yeah.
but definitely some problems.
VATSPy is also not downloading any data from
Los Angeles
VATSIM.
Center, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, good day.
It must be having problems.
Yeah, the voice is basically down.
There's too many of us, we broke their servers.
So once we have a controller and they have problems.
Yeah.
Splendid.
Yeah, it keeps saying voice attempts to automatically reconnect.
Yeah, and then it connects again, but not for long.
He's closing now.
He's closing?
Yep. Center closing. Switch to advisory. Have a good flight.
Alright, well, in that case, we'll probably not be transmitting that much anyway. Yeah, it's alright, so let's just use CTAF, you know, we will try to, you know, do that, you know, and speak, but it's still reconnecting all the time.
Yep.
Yeah, well, what can we do? I still want to be connected to VATSIM at least so I can see you guys. And can I actually? Oh, I can see guys.
Yeah. That part works.
Yeah. And I forgot to generate my navlog. So that's also something I want to do. Alright, so VATSIM voice is kind of broken. So I don't want to type in chat, so I'll just be simulating that I'm speaking, but otherwise I'm just going. Sometimes you will hear this beep, and that's the voice server disconnecting and reconnecting. So, low data, altimeter 2984. So let's do that. 2984, oh, it's already there. And the latest winds are 070 at 5. If I check my little nav map, it actually says 80 magnetic. Is that correct? True to magnetic is this least. And now it's 70. So it may be changing. Ah, strange. Was that variation east? I believe it was. Yes, east. So east is least. Those beeps are annoying, but still, let's do that. Las Vegas North traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie by the terminal taxiing to runway 12 right at Charlie. North Las Vegas. Well, I believe nobody could hear me anyway. Okay. Let's disengage the parking brake. Test the brakes, they are working. And at least for this, I will put the map, pull up the map just to make sure that Charlie should be right there. Those beeps are really annoying, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going. I will try to deafen them by the roar of my engine.
Yeah. You have the Spitfire today.
I wish.
Are you guys planning a full length takeoff or maybe an intersection takeoff?
I'm using Charlie.
Charlie, sounds good.
Okay, so both magnetos, especially the right one, is left one is not really up to the task. But again, normally I would just shut down, get back, have someone look at it. But here in the simulator, I'm actually waiting if finally some error appears, you know, some failure. So I will actually go ahead and depart anyway. And 1500, and we'll check the carb heat. We have a drop and idle. Alright, so strobe lights, fuel pump, landing lights. Go away map. There we go. So first after departure, we'll head to 273, and this is something I have not done yet. I need to sync my gyro to 050. There we go. This is done. No flaps, that's alright. And right after departure, I will just do a right turn and right downwind departure. When I see that mountain, hopefully I will fly straight for it. Have anyone behind me? Let's check. Oh. North Las Vegas traffic Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, entering runway 12 right at Charlie, and departing to the west. I will be doing right downwind departure, runway 12 right, North Las Vegas. Okay, I still have my left tank. Funny. Wind should be from the left. Okay, gear up.
North Las Vegas traffic, November 9, 1 Papa Charlie, Papa Comanche at the terminal, taxiing to runway 12 right at the Charlie intersection, North Las Vegas.
Probably expedite my turn there because of the Bravo airspace that I probably entered already. North Las Vegas traffic Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, turning right crosswind runway 12 right and continuing to right downwind runway 12 right, North Las Vegas. Lights off.
North Las Vegas traffic, November 6529 Lima, departing runway 12 right at Charlie. We'll be making a right downwind departure, North Las Vegas traffic.
So what can be that lone mountain? Probably that one, I think. If I look at the tag chart, It's probably that one. Let's head for it. North Las Vegas traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie at 4,300 feet, leaving the area to the west. Final call, North Las Vegas. Right.
Las Vegas traffic, diamond, it's a Victor Delta, lining up, runway 12 right, North Las Vegas.
To lean a little bit. It's probably gonna be that lone mountain. At that point I'm gonna start the timer and turn to 2 to 6. Oh, it's just too much. Not able to keep altitude today.
North Las Vegas traffic, 91 Papa Charlie, entering runway 12 right and taking off for right downwind departure.
North Las Vegas traffic, diamond 87 Victor Delta, turning right, crosswind, runway 27 right, North Las Vegas.
North Las Vegas traffic, 6529 Lima, about 2 miles south of the airport, 4,600 feet, departing the traffic area to the west, North Las Vegas.
So now we should keep this ridge to my right, as I see there. Don't think that was the correct lone mountain though, it probably was, but maybe that one was it. Range. Or someplace there. Yeah, don't know. But anyway, continuing there, and there should be some pass.
North Las Vegas traffic, 91 Papa Charlie, turning right crosswind, 12 right, North Las Vegas.
And I should get to that pass
North
in
Las Vegas
about
traffic, no, diamond 87 Victor Delta,
5 minutes only.
on crosswind,
Maybe that's the pass.
departing to the west, last call, North Las Vegas.
Yeah, let's head for this pass there. Because afterwards, I believe we will need
North
to
Las Vegas
climb a
traffic,
little
91
bit.
Papa Charlie,
climb a
right
little bit more.
downwind, 12 right, and
Yeah,
we'll be
definitely.
leaving the area to the northwest,
We'll definitely need to climb a little
climbing
bit more
8,500 feet. Final call, North Las Vegas.
across these. Or alternatively, I can just go around, right? But no, it's actually much higher. And that pass I was speaking about is not this one. Probably here, but a little bit ahead of me. We'll see. So let's just make the mixture a little bit more to the ridge, And full power, and off we go. Or up we go. Maybe we should do like 120 knots. Miles per hour, not knots. $1,700. So do I need to climb to actually maybe through this one's probably the pass. Yeah, that's the one even time would suggest. So since we are still climbing, for sure I'll just do one orbit here, climbing one. So I don't want to repeat the situation I experienced in the Grand Canyon, where I missed the top of the canyon by maybe 2 or 3 feet. But just to be safe there, we'll just do one turn. I'm not banking too much because otherwise I would impede my gain of altitude.
So what frequency are we on now that we have left North Las Vegas? Is that just Unicom or?
We should be on Unicom, yes, but I'm basically not on anything.
Okay.
But I will put Unicom there.
I think that we should be on 12275 maybe. Because this caution intense VFR monitor 12275.
It's true.
We are the intense VFR, I guess.
Is it on this side?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Above the Lone Mountain.
On the tech chart? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But maybe we should just be on Unicom for vaccine purposes.
Both?
Yeah.
So that's better. I can also see something already. So let's accelerate. mark my timer here. So it took us 8 minutes and 20 seconds instead of 5, but that's because of the circle. And 20 seconds, 22 seconds, that's 0.4, let's say. Now 268. I'll be skirting those mountains as I said I would. Okay, let's get back to 8,500. We are now flying in some desert areas. So what's the wind correction angle? Just 2 degrees, so not much wind. 7 minutes, and we are now flying this portion. So as I said, roughly after 3.5 minutes or something, should see the highest peaks on our wing. And the road converging, and I believe this is the road. It's gonna be converging, and there is some other road. Let's see if we can see that. It's probably that one, but we would be crossing it. Now I believe that could not be. Well, it could be, but might also be another road completely. No, it's gonna be that one, but in that case my timing is kind of off. Actually no, that must be the road that actually goes all the way there. So it's maybe not depicted. Maybe I've already passed that road. So 3.5 minutes. Something looking there, and we have the highest peak roughly a beam of us. So I'm confident that we are at a correct position. We have the road still converging, and at the moment we get very close to the road. We should see some racetrack on the right side of the road. Hopefully we'll be able to see that. Our speed is about 130 knots indicated, outside of temperature 5 degrees. So we probably do about 140, 142. Pressure altitude is something around, let's say, 8,700.
At least voice server is working again.
Yes. But I believe that the guy would just stay a little bit longer if there was there were no problems.
Yeah.
What can we do? Fly half an hour earlier. Because I believe he was there also last time, right? And left right as we were preparing to fly. Right, let's check if I can actually descend. This one, yeah, 6,500 should be quite fine. So I'll just reduce my power some. Very dry air, so I won't be using carburetor heat here. And I'll just gently descend to 6,500. You can see some resemblance of a water and a bend in the road should be coexistent with maybe that one. Yeah. And then in that case, someplace there should be a racetrack. If we are gonna see that, that remains to be seen. I'll just go a little bit right, so I have that on my left side. Yeah. And there is a town. We have a town. Really? Private airfield? That's gonna be the private airfield right there. I believe that we are at the correct space. The racetrack can be easily seen. Very good. Guys, that racetrack is very nicely visible from the air, so look for it. Private airfield and the racetrack. Nice. This is a very nice turning point. And after the racetrack, we're gonna do 275. Oop. And look at it, 7.5 minutes. Let's mark it here, 7:45, or a little bit more, so 7.8. And let's now fly there. And when I level off at 6,500, I will... Yeah, so where we actually fly first, visually. Visually...
Who's flying northwest? I can see you on my GPS.
East Mountains there. Now, which one is which?
Northwest.
So we have we should actually cross right above this ridge. That's gonna be this
I'm
one.
over the mountains.
And then Shadow Mountain will
Took
be
a
that
shortcut.
one. So I believe that we should head like this direction.
They look really gorgeous. So.
Visually. So
Don't
I'll
regret
just go there and see. Because that's the core of like a visual flying, to actually find where to point there and try to maintain the course. We maybe find 2 points on the ground, so maybe like this one and that one, and you want to try to keep them aligned with your nose. If you drift, then you correct for wind. LX increase the power again because I've reached 6,500, and that's it for now. Because we have that ridge ahead of us, so I don't want to be descending any further. Let's see how this lean find works. Already decreasing, so I'll just increase it again. If that's quite alright. That's it. I'm fine with this one. I'm deviating a little bit. You can see I'm not keeping it in straight line. But this is Shadow Mountain. Let's go. And after we cross the Shadow Mountain, I believe it will be time to descend further. 3,500. Yeah, I can easily do like 4,500 there, and when we come into the valley, we'll just drop down. Finally, the aircraft is trimmed quite well. After the Shadow Mountain, we'll turn slightly left. Yeah, and I'm flying straight and level, so I'll see if I can see the wet compass is actually moving quite a bit in those turbulences. It should moving quite a lot. If I find a bit of clean air, well, I'll just do it by experience. It's usually want to do a little bit, few points to the like to the left after some time. So I'll just use it like that. I believe that's for now. It actually corresponds quite well. Gonna be my turning point. 7.6 minutes that it should take me. It will be a little bit faster, but not much. Still not completely there. Already select my next heading. 6.5. And obviously I can start descending. Let's bring the power back. Shadow Mountain, it has some green on it, at least here in the sim. Alright, timer 7.2, 7 minutes 20 seconds, that's 7.3. Yes. And then we head over there. So now we are on this path. It should take us roughly 8 minutes, so soon we might be able to spot that very junction, but I'm pessimistic about that one. We may be someplace there, and we should be able to spot it if I judge it. That's like almost half, so maybe 4 minutes it should be below us. We should definitely spot it a little bit sooner. This line might be part of it. Time-wise, yeah, I believe it's gonna be that one. Because terrain after the Death Valley change should just rise, but I cannot see that here, obviously. So then we are heading that direction. Yeah, it's gonna be this one because on the junction there will be some shops and maybe rest stops or restaurants. Something like that. Anyway, we will keep this massive on our right when we descend over the valley, so between those two. That's the junction, so yeah. This looks like some kind of runway. I wonder what that is. Doesn't show here. Maybe on the satellite imagery we would find something, or it's just maybe it's just a glitch here. Hard to say. Looks like some kind of a glitch. It has a different texture. Yeah, and we have a road. We follow out of the junction, that's correct. That bend is there. Yeah, and there's those 3 peaks, as I said, 1, 2, 3. So yeah, it's that's not correct, or that's not right. They do here. Oh, maybe these are those dry riverbeds. Maybe. In any case, the bend in the road is at the first peak, which is correct. I'm almost at 4,500, which is my target altitude for now. So I will start putting the power back. Just put a little bit more RPM. 1000. So it'll be like the first massive. This one. Then a little bit valley, and the second one Probably that one, and this will be the third one. Climbing a bit, so I'll just reduce power. Yeah, first one barely, second one, and when I'm a beam of this, I know that I am at my correct place. And I should be getting away from those and keep the heading, so I need to head someplace there. So am I a beam yet? Not. Yeah, I put it a little bit after. So let me just get a little bit farther. At least now is a good time. Next one is 289er. So reset 736. That's 7.6. And I should probably have done that a long time ago, so I'll just switch tanks to right one. I'm now much more heavy on the right. Maybe it will just battle some of the left turning tendencies the aircraft has. Alright, so now we should be on our final stretch, but someplace before us should be Furnace Creek Airport. I don't see this mound here. Maybe it's too small. Anyway, I want to descend and switch. Furnace Creek traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, Piper Comanche, about 10 miles to the east of the airport at 4,500 feet on the altimeter 2984, and we'll be overflying the airfield 2,000 feet AGL. Furnace Creek. Still have a lot of altitude to lose, but fine with that because I am not doing approach right away. Should take me about 6 minutes to get all the way to the airport. $10 to descend 4,500 feet, and it's a strange descent rate. Probably have something wrong in my profile there. In any case, let's get down. Keeping between this ridge on the left and this ridge on the right. I should be roughly in the middle, so maybe I'm a little bit more to the left. And then the Furnace Creek airfield. There's some Indian village below that, or like to the south. Some dry bats, salt bats. But in any case, there is a road leading up to it, so this is the road. Probably at the correct location. There is not a single cloud in the skies. So in other words, perfect day for flying. Except it's actually nice to have clouds because it's visually better. Anyway, a little bit more mixture. What is the temperature now? Already 25. So this is the green one and runway should be behind that. So probably this might be the runway. We'll see. In that case, I'll just make it a little bit more ground track and to lose some altitude. It's 15 and 33. Let's just do one of them.
Furnace Creek traffic, Comanche 6529 Lima, about 10 miles to the southeast, 3,000 feet. We'll be overflying the field at 2,000 feet. Furnace Creek.
I'll do my fuel pump, landing lights. So the pattern altitude is actually 800 feet MSL. Let's go even lower. Furnace Creek traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, Piper Comanche overhead the field crossing from east to west, and we'll determine the runway momentarily. Furnace Creek.
Furnace Creek traffic, Comanche 91 Papa Charlie, 10 miles to the east at 6,000 feet descending. We'll fly over the midfield at 2,000 feet to look at the windsock. Furnace Creek.
So the windsock, I believe, shows for runway 15. Furnace Creek traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie. I will be joining right-hand traffic for runway 15, Furnace Creek. So, a little bit farther. Just change it to 15 there. It's a right-hand traffic. We'll see if we can do a real short field landing. Still keeping altitude. But can be already slower. I go full mixture now. Test the brakes. Drop forward. Not fully forward yet. I don't want to firewall it. Just. Alright, I believe now it's a good time to turn. And drop.
Furnace Creek traffic, Comanche 6529 Lima will be overflying the field at 1,500 feet, joining our right downwind for 15 Furnace Creek.
Doesn't want to descend. Let's hope I can find it again. Yeah, it should be there. Oh, the group's coming.
Furnace Creek, November 8 and Victor Delta, approaching the field
Landing
from
here.
east. We're also returning the right-hand traffic pattern for runway 15 Furnace Creek.
Furnace Creek traffic joining a right downwind runway 15 at 45 Furnace Creek. And call sign was missing. Below traffic pattern altitude now, so a little bit higher, but we are beam the runway numbers now. So let's get down, press notch of flaps. I want to try to do some short field landing. Let's see how that
Comanche
will
91 Papa
work.
Charlie, crossing the field 1,500 feet from east to west, and we'll join right downwind 15 with a teardrop, Furnace Creek.
Furnace Creek traffic, Comanche 6529 Lima is in a cloverleaf entry to right downwind runway 15 Furnace Creek.
Furnace Creek traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, turning right base runway 15 Furnace Creek.
Furnace Creek, downwind 87 Delta, rejoining right teardrop, runway 15 at 1,400 feet, Furnace
With
Creek.
the notch of flaps. I hope I see the runway correctly.
Furnace Creek traffic, Comanche 6529 Lima, turning left base, runway,
The full flaps.
or the right base, runway 15 Furnace Creek.
Yeah, I believe I have the runway. Furnace Creek traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, turning final runway 15. Full stop landing, Furnace Creek. Oh, I actually thought that the runway was far closer. So that's actually it'll give me a time to slow down. I want to be doing almost at a stall speed.
Furnace Creek traffic, Comanche 6529 Lima is now turning right base, runway 15 Furnace Creek.
Very shallow.
Furnace Creek traffic, Comanche 91 Papa Charlie, joining right downwind, runway 15 at 45 degrees.
Touchdown too soon. Well, that didn't work well. Furnace Creek traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, backtracking runway 15, Furnace Creek.
Furnace Creek, diamond 8, subject to Delta, turning right base, runway 15, Furnace Creek.
Blocked.
And Furnace Creek traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, vacated the runway, Furnace Creek.
Furnace Creek, November 87 Victor Delta, on base for runway 15, right-hand traffic pattern, Furnace Creek.
So I touched down before the runway this time. It was too shallow. Yeah, visitor center, that's the right place to park it. So let's see if actually the spark plugs have fixed themselves. Yeah, left one got clean.
Traffic 91 Papa Charlie, extending downwind on 15.
They're
got
good.
Traffic on base. I'm looking for that.
Furnace Creek traffic, diamond 87 Victor Delta, final runway 15.
Right.
Furnace Creek traffic, Comanche 91 Papa Charlie, turning right base 15.
Right. Let's shut it down. We are shut down. Alright, I hope you liked the flight. Despite the fact that I watched the landing a bit. But that happens to the best of us. So, it was great having you here. And until next time, bye bye.